Hey folks, how we doing today? Today what we're going to do is we're going to put some of these Tusk rim decals on. We're going to install these on the CRF250L. I'm going to kind of go over what you got to do and show you how to get these on. The first thing, they'll come just like this from Rocky Mountain. You'll get them like this. Now you got to watch, sometimes the guys that ship these at Rocky Mountain, they have them in the box wrapped up or bent, and you got to lay these out and put something heavy on top of them to get them to flatten out like I did with these. But I'll show you here what you want to do. Get going here, get these on. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to lay these out. You want to take a razor blade or a pair of scissors, and you want to cut these out as close as you can individually without peeling them off the backing. The reason you want to do that is if you see here in the bike, these aren't stuck, they're just hanging there with the backing still on them. You can see it there, there's your backing so they don't stick, because you have to lay these out to space them. Because if you put these end to end, if you stick these right here, if you put one on and then say you put the next one right against this, you'll end up with a space anywhere from 1/4 inch. I've done these on different bikes. I don't know what they do at Rocky Mountain, even though it's an 18-inch wheel and an 18-inch kit. Some bikes have a 1/4 inch space if you put them end to end, and some bikes have a 2-inch space. Now, like on the back of this Honda, I have to keep roughly about a 1/2 inch space between each sticker to have them evenly spaced out. And then I'll show you what I do to kind of take, I don't like having this silver in the middle, and I'll show you what I do to kind of get rid of that whenever we're done here. But I'm going to go ahead and get these stuck on. What you want to do is, of course, use some alcohol or Windex or something to wipe these rims off. Get them good and clean, scrub, especially the side with your sprocket from everything flying off of your sprocket from within the chain. So we'll go ahead and get these peeled and I'll get sticking them on. Try to get this in somewhat close. Okay. Now I'm not worried about where I start this one because I know what I have to have for a gap. And then what you want to do, you have to look to see where you want to place this on your rim. Now I'm going to stay about a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge of the rim, so that when I do change the tire, I don't got to worry too much about hurting. I mean, they're $10 for a set, but I don't want to mess them up and have to put them on every time I do a tire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, peel the backing off. I'm coming back about 2 inches, because you will have to, when you stick this on, you have to stretch and pull these to kind of keep them with the contour of the rim. It's going to get it on there so it's about that 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. Then I have this backing between my 2 fingers here, like that, and my thumb out here, so I can just kind of, because you will have to put pressure and pull on this decal to keep it that 1/16 of an inch away from the rim. If you notice, I'm pulling on it right now and pulling and pushing and stretching a little bit to keep it where it needs to be. Even now, I mean, I got to pull and stretch and push down. Okay, and there's one. Now this next one, from putting them on here and testing them out, I know I need to be roughly, still not going to be perfect because I didn't do a lot of measuring, but roughly a 1/2 inch, 3/8 somewhere like that. Make sure I'm a 1/16 of an inch away. And just keep going. If you would screw up, you do have time to pull these off and put them back on. Even right to the end, you got to make sure you stay that 1/16 of an inch away. Now you can see I'm coming around here, and I did the 1/2 inch, but this gap may end up being a little bit larger. But I'm going to take care of that on mine with something. I'm going to fill that gap in. I'll show you here as soon as I get these all on. So I'm not too concerned with that on mine, but you would want to take more time to measure if you weren't taking care of that gap. Even at the end here, you gotta pull on that little bit of end and make sure you get it right where you want it to be. Okay, it's my last one. Okay, now there you can see I had that little gap. Now that's a little bigger than my other gaps. What you could do is take a razor blade, and you could take a razor blade and even these all up if they were off a little bit. I'll show you the rim here. I mean, there's the rim completed, but I'm going to show you what I do here. I don't like these little gaps. Rocky Mountain should make these so that they fit end to end to cover the whole rim and not leave spaces like that, or Tusk. So what I do is I happen to have some black sign vinyl, which I'm going to show you that I fill these in with to kind of make it seamless. Okay, see, it's just a little hunk of like sign vinyl that a sign company would make use to make their signs, which I do a little bit of sign work, so I have it. But if you didn't have this, you could use like a little piece of Gorilla tape, electrical tape, I mean something like that, or you could even take a Sharpie and fill in between there if you didn't like it. I don't know why Tusk doesn't give a little piece with their kits so you could fill that in. So what I do is I take this vinyl, stick it there, make sure I'm bridging the gap, then I'm going to take a razor blade. I know some of you guys aren't going to want to do this because you're going to say, well, they're my new wheels. but these aren't new wheels, so I'm not too concerned. I find the edge of that one, just make a small slice, just keep light pressure and you won't mark your rim necessarily. See, there you go, that fills the gap in. I'm just going to go around and do it. Get these all done. Maybe if I can get the piece up. I'm not sure why Tusk, I put these on a DRZ 400 and I put them end to end and there was only a 1/4 inch gap on this bike on an 18-inch wheel, the same as the DRZ with the Tusk kit. I put them on and there was a 2-inch gap between everything. So I really don't know why that is. I mean, some of you guys may like that gap, but I don't. Because I'm kind of doing this to give it the black, black rim look. So I don't want any silver showing. Last one. Oops, sorry about that. Got to kind of rub your finger there to see where you're cutting. This is not by any means perfect. It's just kind of doing the job, filling in the gap. Okay, so there, I'll show you. There's kind of what you're looking at, and I think it looks a lot better seamless like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the front wheel, and then I'll kind of show you what the whole bike looks like here whenever I get it done. Be right back. Alright folks, we're back. We got the 21-inch stickers on the front rim. Go ahead and show this whole bike to you here and kind of tell you a couple things you need to know. Okay, there's the 21-inch. Now, the reason it's important to lay these out, on the back rim, you remember how we had a 1/2 inch gap between each decal. On the front rim, you could actually overlap these two stickers by 1/4 inch, and you needed no fillers. It covers the whole rim. So that's the problem with these attack graphics from Tusk Rocky Mountain, is if they're going to make the front wheel cover everything, they should make the back wheel cover everything and overlap. Because if you buy them and you think it's going to cover your whole wheel, it ain't going to happen. Because I did it on this bike, which is a CRF250L 18 and 21 inch front. This 21 inch front, everything could overlap and cover. The DRZ 21 inch front, this tire I had to feel, I put the stickers from end to end, but when they came around, they had a 1/4 inch gap that I had to fill on the DRZ. And the rear wheel was similar to the CRF, where you had a roughly a 1/4 inch or 3/8 gap between every sticker or decal you put on. There's the DRZ with them on, and there's the CRF. Now, they are good quality and they stick and they do look good, but they need to do something with their discrepancies with when you buy these and they cover one rim completely and then don't give you the same look on the rear rim. So guys are screwed if they do the front rim first. So that's why it's very important to take these things out of the box and cut them like I did and use tape to stick them on and see if you're going to have a gap, or if you're not, then you know that you have to fill that gap up with something, whether it's paint, marker, a piece of tape, or a decal material like I have. Rocky Mountain should at the very least on the backing give you a small hunk of black to cover those areas in if they don't cover up. So there you go. There's the CRF with the rim decals on it. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. And remember to like and subscribe, and we'll get some more videos up. Thanks guys and girls. See ya. Bye-bye.